What's good, yo? So, about a month ago, we made a 5Q and pro scene tier list on XP lane featuring Hajun and Desz, and they're both here today again. So, say what's up, y'all.
Yo, what's up?
We're Coach Deh, bro.
Yo, Desz.
What up?
All right. So, pretty much that video ended up being pretty long, and that was with me cutting out a lot. For a solo queue to trio queue, there's more of a hero pool that we are going to consider. So, with that in mind, I'm going to be rapid firing. If I skip over your main very quickly, don't cry. Put a comment down below and ask me to explain further. If I feel like it, I'll reply to your comment. Anyways, let's get into it. It's the truth, bro. Is it not? Like, fuck. Like, if I see your comment, I'll probably reply. If you catch me in a bad mood, I probably won't reply. It's kind of how it is.
It is. No, I get you. You're right.
He's keeping it real, bro. He's keeping it real.
Keep it a stack, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and then someone comments expecting me to reply because I said I would.
Nah, you're right.
Well,
it's valid.
I digress, though, chat. Let's get into it. Starting with Lapu. I really don't gotta explain this. Full CC immunity on his combo, damage reduction, dominance ice got buffed. It's a good item on Lapu. Now it's an insane item. Lapu is, in my opinion, one of the two strongest solo Q XPs in the game, and one of the strongest trio Q XPs in the game as well, simply because he just does it all. Like, he's everything you kind of want from an XP. If you're losing in early game, learn how to build defense items in accordance to the enemy. If you're playing against a matchup like a Yuzong and you're struggling, just go Warrior Boots and Dreadnought Armor and you'll be fine. Next, we got Alice. I will put her in SS as well. She is still so broken. I recently played a game in duo.
Bro, she's unkillable, bruh. Like, you think you've killed her and then she just comes back to life. Same with Lapu. So tanky.
Exactly. Like, I just played a game where I solo carried on Alice. I had 41% damage playing a full tank build. So 41% damage on a hero building full tank is completely stupid. If you guys watch Hajun or Desz at all, like, Desz specifically has shorts that he's made crashing out over Alice's heal and how unkillable she is. So, you know, genuinely, bro, like, not much to talk about. Moving forward, we've got Yuzong, and Yuzong is, in my opinion, the best solo Q XP in the game. He does everything you really need him to do. Like, he's just too strong in laning phase. He's too strong at oppressing turtle contests. He's too strong at isolating enemies like backline and focusing them down, disrupting in team fights. His ultimate makes him amazing for sieging when you're pushing base as well. Like, everything about Yuzong just makes him the biggest piece of shit. I don't know what y'all want to really say about anything that I've said so far, but
I think the only issue with him is that if you lose the early game really hard, then it's kind of hard
useless.
to come back, like unlike Lapu, you know.
Exactly.
His level 4 is way stronger. Like, just his ult alone, like, you can zone everybody with just
exactly. YZ with ult at the first turtle contest can literally push the entire enemy team away from people on their team. Like, for example, you can isolate the jungler, you can isolate the roam, you can isolate the mage, you can isolate the enemy XP if he dives your backline. Yuzong's way too strong. Almost every single game that I play versus a Yuzong in solo to trio or in scrims that knows how to play him will always counter engage my backline the second that I engage his. And what happens is that because he's more oppressive, they have the time to focus me down or split apart and, like, target me. Meanwhile, my team is just trying to run away from the Yuzong. But just like Desz said, you need to be careful, because with Yuzong specifically, if you lose early game, you are useless. You're actually a walking minion. Like, I've eaten Yuzongs alive who don't know how to micro with him on lane recently, playing other heroes that are on this list, who are going to be between SS to A tier, and he's a walk in the park if he doesn't know what he's doing. But a good Yuzong, like, nobody can stop him. He's just too much. Next up, we got Hilda. And now, while I recommend her on Roam, which you guys should go watch out Hajun's tier list, Hajun and Desz are both going to be posting tier lists. You should go watch both of them. While I recommend her in Roam more, because she's stronger in Roam, she's also unkillable on XP. It's very rare that you will die on Hilda during laning phase, unless if you're an actual walnut, all right? Like, you have Revitalize, you have Bush Heal, like, it's... If you actually, like, it's a head scratcher if you die during laning phase. I'm not gonna lie. And also, her damage is crazy.
Yeah, like, she's also one of the very few heroes who can, you know, actually win versus Yuzong in a brute, you know, like, just straight up 1v1, she can actually win versus Yuzong. And there's very few heroes right now who can do that.
That's exactly it, bro. With that in mind, let's move on to someone who should be played on XP or in gold lane at least, which is CC. And I am not gonna lie, the nerf hit her so bad
Bruh,
that she went from being up here,
Yeah.
she's so
even
bad,
past
bro.
Yuzong, she went all the way down to A tier. The double nerf is brutal. First, you
Yeah.
removed how often she can maintain her passive, which gives her 15% movement speed and 15% spell vamp. Then you nerfed her damage. So you literally made all of her oppressiveness way lesser. So with that in mind, she dropped a lot. Honestly, as Yuzong, I don't struggle versus CC anymore. Even as a Lapu, I don't struggle versus CC. Alice completely dominates CC, and Hilda will destroy CC. I want you guys to realize one thing. When I'm making this list, there's two factors in mind. Number one is your team fight, and number two is your matchups versus other heroes on the list. While for Roam, it is important matchups, right? Like, because of mid duo, and for jungle matchups is important too. For XP, it's extremely important because it's going to decide whether you're going to be rotating faster than the enemy, whether you're going to be the one stuck on lane clearing, or whether you're going to be the one having to hide the whole game because the other guy can literally destroy you. So with that in mind, you have to consider these facts, and that's the reasoning behind my tier list, right? So
Yeah.
moving
Also,
forward,
I'm honestly glad that she got that nerf because she was just so brain dead,
much,
easy to use, right? All you had to do
no
was just,
skill.
she's so easy, no skill required. Just turn your
Zero
brain off and play, and she's so OP. I'm so glad they nerfed her. I'm happy, bro.
Desz plays YSS, for example, and I just go CCXP. And I'll get MVP every single game, even though he's like 7-0 and 15, 10-0 and 12. And he's doing everything perfectly, right? On a skillful
Yeah.
hero. And I'm playing CC, pressing my skill 1, sometimes
Just
using my skill 2, and pressing my ultimate when it's available. And if I'm relatively concerned about dying, I press Vengeance.
Yep.
And I'm getting MVPs every game. So she needed the nerf, 100%, right?
Yep,
Anyways,
for sure.
a bit of a sleeper pick. Desz and Hajun see me play it because, of course, I'm a global Paquito, but I consider Paquito to be A tier right now. And the reason why is because he can hold his own against Yuzong. He can hold his own against Lapu. He's not going to get outpaced by an Alice either because of his very fast clear speed. Hilda can be a bit of a problem for him for sure. CC is no longer a problem for him, but she is still technically able to be if you're not the best on pack. And just in terms of utility, I will still put pack at a lower point than CC because I still think that she's more viable and obviously easier to get value out of. Now, I've been posting some shorts recently as well, which you guys are going to see by this point in time. My shorts are going to be uploaded soon. Paquito right now on XP is still crazy. Everyone thinks that he's weak, but then he just comes out of nowhere and two-shots you. Like, I've shown Desz and Hajun. I've actually played, I think, with Hajun recently playing Paquito. I'm not too sure. But
yeah, you did. He one shots. He's really strong.
Yeah, it's brutal. So if you know how to play him properly and scale properly, by level 4, you can one-shot combo a Yuzong, for example. If nobody respects you on XP and doesn't build defense according to you, you are going to be one-shotting people at level 4. Like, no one expects it. One combo, actually. So, I'll make a video on pack soon. We'll dive into it further. We have so many more heroes on this list. I'm going to start getting them to give me a bit more output and their opinions so that we can kind of switch up the dynamic a bit.
Yeah,
What do you guys think about
isn't pack combo like 2-2-3 or 2-2-1-3? That's the combo.
2-2-1-3-2. Yeah, so if you're on red bar, you can do 2-2-1-3-2, and then you also have 2-1-3-2-2. So if you predict that the enemy hero is going to use a dash or a flicker, I usually go for 2-1-3-2-2, so that either I cancel like the moment before their flicker would go off with my 3, or so that if they use their flicker, I have my dash still, my second skill, ready to flicker onto them and chase them or follow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's good. You guys make sure you do it with the red bar, right? Like make sure you do it when all of the stacks are full, right? To get the maximum value.
Anyone who plays Paquito holding 2 bars instead of 3, you guys are missing out on a whole extra skill in your combo. So stop doing that, yeah? Moving forward though, what do you guys think about Cho? I want to get y'all's opinion.
I think A, bro.
The strong thing about him is that you can play him damage or roam. Like you can choose, or tank. You can choose that while drafting.
And he can also be a flex pick for gold as well.
Yeah, with the war axe.
And even for roam, he can be a flex pick.
So he can be
Exactly.
played in 3 lanes. 3 lanes.
Yeah.
And considering that we're talking about XP primarily, though, you can play him on 3 different builds. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, right? There's not many heroes that have 3 different builds that they can be using. Like, Cho can go full damage, he can go for the Spell Vamp Fighter build, or he can go full tank, which means that you have 3 complete different ways to play the game. If you are playing with a support roamer and you have a damaged jungler, you can just go tank Cho on XP and set for them. If you're playing with, let's say, a utility jungler or a semi-damaged jungler, like, I don't know, something like, when I say semi-damage, I mean, like, let's take the instance of, like, Alpha, where he,
or an alpha.
like a Mardis or an Alpha, like a fighter, kind of, like, in that sense, right? They do have good damage, don't get me wrong, but, like, at the same time, they don't have, like, crazy damage output. You can play them on the fighter build. Or if you're playing with a utility jungler like a Fredrin or an Akai or something, you can play them on damage. So with that in mind, also in accordance to lane matchups, right? You have a lot of different ways you can play it. And keeping that factor in our heads, like, Cho has to be A tier, because like they said, you can flex him onto 3 different lanes and you have 3 different builds. So with that in mind, the amount of versatility you have, he's a strong pick on top of his mobility, set potential, all of that stuff. Now, Esmeralda, I'm going to consider a niche pick, and I'm going to put her in B tier. And the reason why is because most of these heroes do completely fine against Esmeralda to start with. But number 2, you really shouldn't be picking her if the enemy team doesn't have a lot of shields. If they have a lot of shields, like an Angela or something along those lines, or like a Harith, then yeah, Esme's obviously a great pick, right? But besides that, for the most part, there's almost always something better that's open. Like in 90% of instances, I would still recommend Paquito over Esmeralda, just because even Pac does fine against her. And even if she builds full defense items, Pac is just going to fast clear and out-rotate the Esmeralda. So you have to keep in mind that, like, when we're putting heroes above, it's because they can either win the matchup or they just provide way too much more utility. And honestly, Esme is meant to be winning lane through her trades. She can't even beat an Alice who goes full tank right now. So it's like, she's just not as good as she was before in general, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, she's a brain dead hero, and thankfully she's not super OP.
Oh, exactly, bro. And next up, we got Ruby. And Ruby, I'm going to put in the same boat as Esmond, because both of them can be played on gold lane, and they're actually better in gold lane. But at the same time, Ruby can still work on XP. I just recommend playing Ruby gold, because the meta right now is 1-3-1, which means playing fighter gold lane, fighter XP
2
lane.
fighter.
So yeah. With that in mind, Ruby's a very great pick, but we're not making a gold lane tier list where she would be an S or SS. We're making an EXP tier list where she's in B, because again, all of these heroes just do more than her, at least in early game. And with that in mind, when it gets to late game, if it gets to that point, then you might have some utility, but your oppression and abilities in early are just not as strong as like any of these other heroes. I would genuinely still prefer an Esmeralda to a Ruby on XP, just because she can be more oppressive. She will out-rotate, out-clear. She'll even win the trades versus the Rubies. So, with that in mind, I would definitely, as I said, B tier. All right, let's just keep it that simple.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Tamus. And if you guys watch Desz's video, you're going to see how high ranked he is for solo to trio. But I did talk to them about it a while ago. I want to see if they remember what I said and why. But he's actually B tier only. And he's at the top of it, sure. But he's only B tier on XP. Do you guys remember why, though?
I think it's... Honestly, I think it's because... I don't know, he just doesn't have as much to offer as the other heroes. Like, when it comes to, like in level 4 Turtle, he's not as strong, right?
Yep. That's one thing. Des, do you remember the main reason? That's definitely one of the reasons.
Tamus?
Yeah.
You said, like, he needs the blue retreat to chase people down. He's so predictable and so slow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he needs blue retreat, and number 2 is his scaling, bro. He takes so long to scale and have any form of oppression on XP. But in jungle, he scales like a monster. If you get a gap in early, it's done. Like, the game is over. You have to actually troll and jump into an enemy's turret and let it do 80% of the damage to kill you. Whereas on XP, you lose most of the matchups right now, and you also take way too long to be viable in any way, shape, or form. So with that in mind, if you guys watch Desz's tier list, you guys are gonna know to be playing him in jungle right now. And if you guys came from that video to this one, shout out to you, but also congratulations because you're paying attention, right? Next, we got Arlit, and Arlit is just SS, all right? For solo queue, I would put him down in A, just because his damage build is not that good. And number two, if you play him on the regular build, which is playing him with Fighter Emblem and a tank build, he's just not got the damage or ability, right? Whereas in trio queue, pair him with a Fredrin or pair him with a good team that knows how to follow your sets, at least duo at the minimum, you're going to go crazy. But overall, he's still strong to win laning phase and stuff like that. It's just in solo queue, it's harder to make it work. I don't know if any of you guys have played Arlit in solo queue at all this season. He's not as easy to play as
I did. Especially if you build like with the sustained tanky build, it's really hard to carry on him.
It's very hard. Exactly. He's just like, the only issue is he doesn't have that much damage. You can do well in early game, but later on in the game, like, you need to rely on your team. Like, that's the only thing. So that's why he's so viable in 5Q and he's viable in trio, but he's just not that good in solo.
I guess for solo, is it still worth going damage build or no?
No, because they nerfed his damage. And if they ever give a flat damage nerf, even though they did it specifically to stop his damage from late game scaling with just a fighter build alone, just so he has a little bit less oppression so he can't one-shot squishies, it indirectly nerfed his damage build too. So even though he still has like 3-shot damage, before it was a consistent 2-shot, even if they had Flask. Now it's 3-shot with Flask. So even though it's still doable, it's a bit harder to make work. And the only thing with Arlit damage in general is that he's so easy to catch out and he's so easy to burst. So with that in mind, like, I would put him at A tier above CC, but I wouldn't put him, like, you know, as high as I do for trio queue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, we got Xborg. He's too squishy, chat. Play him on gold lane, all right? You'll notice that 3 of the heroes in the B tier should be played on gold lane. Xborg is just way too squishy in early game. He does not give any real value, but his late game is extremely strong right now, especially if the enemy has too many tanky heroes. So if you play him on gold lane, you'll actually have a very good time. If we decide to make a gold lane tier list, he'll be at the top of that one.
Yeah, he's also decent on jungle. Like, if opponents are picking really tanky comp, you can go Borg into it. It's not bad.
Situational jungle pick and a viable gold at any point pick right now, just with how viable he is on gold lane. But for XP lane, he's just too squishy. Like, someone has to pick a pretty bad pick on XP for you to be able to scale properly, and then again, you still don't have much impact in early.
I mean, I think higher than Ruby, because he does counter Ruby in lane when it comes to XP. Yeah,
that's very valid. I can respect that. That makes sense. Moving forward, we got Glue. The meta is a lot of sustained heroes, but he's still in A tier, right? If they go like CC, for example, you're going to be fine playing Glue. If you're not, then you don't know how to manage your skill too at all. Overall, though, like, you just build Warrior Boots and you're fine versus CC, or you can even go Warrior Boots and Dreadnought first item, delay your Cursed Helmet. She's not doing anything to you. People forget, if you want to counter a hero that has a lot of physical damage, Warrior Boots, Dreadnought armor for 90% of XPs in the game, and they do nothing to you for like half of the game with just those 2 items alone. So itemize properly, you'll be fine. Overall, though, he's still very oppressive at team fights, very good for isolating the enemy, pulling them into the team. Only problem, like I mentioned earlier, the heroes that are meta are all sustained heroes. Even on the XP side or on the gold lane side, they're all sustained heroes, right? Glue skill 2 is just, you're feeding everybody free spell vamp. So you have to be very careful with how you use it. As long as you are, you're fine. Don't be that Glue that, like, the second you finally get that 10-0 use long down to 1 HP, throws his skill 2 and the guy's back at full HP. Don't be that guy, all right? As long as you're not that guy, you're chilling.
Also, the importance of using Dominance Ice. Most of the heroes here, you need to build Dominance Ice on them, especially the tanky ones like Yuzong, Lapu, Alice, even Arlit. You build Dominance now. It's really, really good.
Yeah, so before you used to go Rose Gold on Arlit for that hybrid defense boost, but now it's actually going Dom. So you replace the Rose Gold and what it was for Dominance Ice now, and you just become so tanky. like it's so difficult to kill like anyone who's building Dom right now. It's brutal. So next up we got Gato, and I'm not gonna lie, like he's also B tier. He is he's the second best roamer in the game right now, but in terms of like XP viability, he's just not as good as he used to be. It's still workable. It's still workable, but like if you watched Hajun's video, you guys are gonna know. Pick him on roam. He's just too strong in the mid duo. He's just too strong in general as a roamer right now. He's just unkillable. So why would you take that as your XP when you have so many other more viable picks and you can still have this just on a different role, right? And that's the same concept with these other heroes in the B tier. You're noticing I should even change it to like better on another role at this point. Like they're good on XP, but they're just better on another role.
That should we can add that for our next videos. Like another tier for that.
Better on another role, just so that people understand. Like, look, you can play it on XP. It's not bad, but it is better on some other role where you will get way more value. Way more value. All right, so Barang.
Same thing. Literally.
Same for him. There's not really another role. He just kind of fell out of the meta. Like Barang fell out of the meta completely. Too long of skill cooldowns, too squishy and early, too easy to zone out or isolate. Like he's good in the sense that he can disrupt a lot, or he can isolate targets in terms of like, you know, like the enemy jungle at a turtle contest, you can just completely stun lock him. But like being honest, when we're talking about like how scary it would be to play versus a Barang on XP as a jungler or versus a Yuzong or a Lapu, these guys would give me more of a heart attack, right? So, I mean, like ask Desz's opinion here, yeah? Like Barang's stunlock is super annoying, but is it not worse to verse any of the other heroes above on this list, besides maybe Glue, right?
Yeah. Well, it's hard because, you know, I think I have an easy time against Xborg unless I'm on tank jungle, but that doesn't mean Xborg is like worse than Barang, you know. It's just a bit more situational, but I think Barang is also like just more of a follow-up and counter-engage hero. Because you can kind of, if you see him coming, you can dodge him as well.
Yeah. If you don't see him coming though, like if he knows how to flicker skill too, he can still be a problem. And that's why he's in B. He's not in C, he's not in D, right? Next up, Khalid. Again, he's an amazing roamer right now. Go watch Hajun's video. For real, bruh. The only problem with him, he's got decent early impact. He's got good sets and stuff. But again, bro, like, I don't know what you're really going to do in comparison to a Yuzong or like in comparison to an Alice or like any of the heroes above, besides maybe Glue, right? Let's remove the B tier from this list, right? These are all interchangeable to some varying degree, right? Like these heroes up here, besides maybe Glue, like all these other heroes are going to get more value than you, and that's why he's like okay, right?
And then he's just better on another role once again, right? Roam, just better.
Yeah, he's just so much better on roam. Like he's so oppressive on roam, and with the new adjustments on how you get gold and stuff, like it's very easy for him. So if you really want to play Khalid, just go play him on roam. You'll have a good time. Like he's still got good early poke. He's still pretty strong. There is better picks on XP still as well, on roam as well, but like not as many, right? So if they ban it out, he's viable. Moving forward, we got Benedetta, and I would not put her up there. I would put her probably ahead of Paquito here on A tier, just because Bennett in general, you have two different builds you can play on her, playing her on the sustain build and still having good damage, or you can play her on the full damage build, which is more recommended. The thing about Bennett is if you've mastered her micro, none of these heroes can really touch you, except for maybe Hilda, because Hilda doesn't care. I just spam my skill too, right? So besides Hilda, like Yuzong is gonna actually, like a very good Yuzong would still lose lane to a Benedetta if the Bennett is like perfect micro. Same thing with Lapu. Alice will struggle very hard. Arlit will even struggle less probably than like these other heroes, but a very strong Bennett, because she's kind of like, let's say, the EXP lane's version of Fanny. Like if you're very good on her, you're always going to win your matchups, or you know how to outplay your matchups.
Out rotate as well, with macro.
Exactly. Like she's one of the heroes on XP that has the ability to high cut, right? Most XPs, when you high cut, you're kind of risking it a bit, but like certain higher mobility heroes, like Cho, Paquito, and Benedetta, for example, don't risk
can get
as
away
much
with
as
it.
like, yeah, like it's very easy for them to get away with high cutting. And then you have way more oppression on the map as well through that. So again, remember, Ben is just always a hero that if you're very strong on her, you're going to always have a good time. But for the most part, bro, it's easier to play other heroes right now. So unless if you're some absolute demon on Bene, which is why she's up here, because we're considering like, let's say you're at the peak level of skill for a hero, for every hero on this list, like Benedetta is still weaker than these guys, right? At the end of the day, in terms of total utility, and you know, you have more leeway to make mistakes on these heroes because they have so much sustain in comparison to Bene. You have no leeway. You mess up one thing, you can be dead, right? Oh, Jesus. This list takes so fucking long. Look how many heroes are still left. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward, if there's a hero that, like, you know, should be played on another role that, like, I really don't want to go into too much detail over, I'm going to skip it. But for now, Joy is a hero that I'm going to put as a solid A tier on XP. And the reason why, if you play her with the sustain build, she can have a lot of viability and utility. Very good for split pushing, harassing the enemy backline. Vengeance also makes her very difficult to kill. Joy XP can work. The only problem with Joy XP is, again, like, lane it into a Yuzong. I want to see you try. All right. I don't care if you're the best Joy player in the world. You're still going to have a losing lane matchup versus almost all of these heroes, besides maybe Lapu. I think Lapu would be the only one that isn't like fully losing lane because Joy just has too much mobility for Lapu. But like, if you get petried once by this Yuzong, like you're pretty much dead.
You're done.
Arlit is going to be fine versus you. Hilda's going to zone you pretty much, right? Alice does not care about you
Hilda
whatsoever.
counters you straight up. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, Hilda straight up counters Joy.
If Joy's ever meta, Hilda has a spot, right? So it's
Yeah.
one of those kind of things, right? Anyways, though, not much more to explain. Just play her in jungle instead. If you want to play her on XP, she's kind of like a pocket Benedetta, let's put it that way, because of her mobility and, you know, some of that like kind of ability that Joy has. But like for the most part, like, you know, I still recommend her in jungle. Moving on to Grok, though, I wouldn't put him in D tier, but like he's okay. But like you should play him in roam. He's the best roamer in the game. I don't really want to talk about it too much. Like he's just the best roamer in the game, right?
Yeah.
Dairos, Lucas, and Mincy. All three of these go into C tier. And I'm going to explain it very simply, all right? The thing about Dairoth is that he's just only good in early game and he falls off way too hard in late game. Lucas is not good in anything anymore after his consistent nerfs. And Mincitar is a one-alt wonder. Obviously, you become stronger in late game, but honestly, good luck against like most of these heroes up here, right? Besides Grok or like, you know, Barang, almost every single one of the heroes up here completely dominates like these three down here. Like Paquito's fine versus these three, Ben is fine versus these three, Yuzong obliterates them, right? Unless if they're garbage. Like I said, max skill level, right? Remember that. These guys are always gonna have a better time against like these kind of heroes down here. Moving forward, we also got Guinevere. I'll put her in B, and I'll put her above Grok because Grok is kind of more like good, but he's still better on another role kind of shit. Guinevere's still strong, but she just does not offer the same amount of utility as the other meta XPs, and she's too easy to brute on lane. Like, almost every time I play versus a Guinevere, they lose lane. And it's very rare that a Guinevere wins lane because she's so predictable. I know when a Guinevere is going to want to use her second skill. I know on YZ that I can use my skill 3 to dodge it. I can use my skill 2 on Lapu. I can dash through a Guinevere to dodge it on Arlit. I don't have to dodge it at all on Alice. I just need to have my passive up. Like, so, you know, on Paquito, I use my skill 3 to dodge it. If I'm playing Benedetta, I use my skill 2 and time it to stun her. Like Guinevere's too predictable. I don't really want to go into too much more detail. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna ask y'all for this one. I don't want to answer it.
D tier, bro. D tier, bro. Why?
No, I think it's better than Dairoth.
You think? Really?
Yeah, for
better
solo,
than Dairoth?
Yeah.
Bro, he takes so long to scale.
But we're talking solo Q. I mean,
and also his impact on Turtle is non-existent, you know? Like Dairoth has more impact.
That is true.
The only problem is that Dairoth's late game scaling is so dog shit that it doesn't even matter. Like, Argus is terrible in early game, but he is such a
But
name.
like the
Like
meta
he's just
is early game right now, you know? Like it's
the
just
meta's early game, but let's just consider one thing with Argus, yeah? Like his ulti is way too strong in late game. And like with that in mind, if an Argus can get to even 3 items, he's already able to cook the enemy backline. That's the thing though. Like fully he can just go into team fights and tank for 8 seconds. No one else has to join him. So it's like that.
Maybe if it's too high, maybe right under Lucas, maybe.
I would still put him actually above Dairoth and Lucas. Why? Because even after level 4, if there's no minions for Dairoth to hit, he's actually losing lane to Argus. I don't know if you guys have played that matchup, but like Argus beats Dairoth after level 4 if Dairoth doesn't have any minions or anything to sustain off of. So it's kind of cooked. Dairoth has to be playing the sustain with Vengeance build, but let's say full damage versus full damage, Argus actually wins after level 4. It's brutal. So same thing with Lucas too. Like Lucas is like, in my opinion, his impact in terms of laning phase, they both lose, and so does Mincy. I mean, what does Argus care about Mincy? I press ult and I basic attack you, right? So that's my kind of logic. And with that kind of logic in mind, the thing you have to consider is that just with how strong Argus's late game scaling is, he's very strong. In a meta right now where fighters are reigning supreme and like spell vamp and everything, just like an immortal hero who's able to kind of do it all late game, split push, contest objectives, team fight, base defend for 8 seconds, like
I mean,
I only said that because like most solo queue games go to late game because people don't
they
usually
do.
like know how to snowball and they don't know
And
how
that's
to
what I'm saying.
freeze, and then you get free farm a lot of times.
But a very good player playing one of these heroes up here, you're going to be fine versus Argus. So that's why he's C tier. We're talking so much about him, but at the end of the day, he's still C tier. He's not anywhere higher, right?
Yeah,
that leads me to
I'll agree with
Phoveus.
that. Yeah,
That leads
Phoveus
me to
is A tier.
Phoveus, I would put him in A tier because there's so many dashes in the meta. But again, he's just too slow to clear. That's why he's not much higher. If you're playing any of these heroes, you'll be fine versus Phoveus. Even Arlit beats Phoveus right now. It's really bad.
You can
Like, you know, it's
counter.
bad when these two used to be neck and neck for lane. And right now, Arlit is completely dominating Phoveus in lane. Out rotating, out clearing. He's actually winning damage trades versus Phoveus as well. Like, it's bad. So, you know.
Do you think
Now,
above
Terizla,
Joy though? Above Joy?
I think, yeah,
like
you know what, before we
Phoveus?
get into Terizla, I would put him even above Blue.
Yeah, above Glue.
His level 4 is really strong on turtles.
And now for Terizla, which I will actually put like right in front of Paquito, actually in front of, even in front of Benedetta. A very good Bennett, you're going to be like much higher up. This is kind of like the Fanny kind of thing, so keep that in mind. But Terizla, bro, I don't know if any of y'all have played versus a Terizla recently who just doesn't want to die. I don't know if you guys have played a single game.
When they get like wings and stuff and it's mid game already, it's so hard to kill him.
He's actually so brutal. Terizla, who goes War Axe, Oracle, Dominance Ice, Queen's Wings right now, you don't even need anything else. That's it. You're just unkillable. It's horrible. It's actually horrible. Like, a very good Terizla player, if the enemy team does not have a lot of dash skill heroes, which is kind of shocking based on the meta, but let's say they have like, you know, a mage, like even Farza or Yve, for example, Terizla is a complete nightmare for them because they cannot escape your ulti, like at all. Even Farza's bird gets stuck in the ulti for some time, no? So it's like, Terizla is brutal. If you guys have not tried Terizla yet, go try him one game. Genuinely go try him one game. Play him with the build I just said. Chill in early games, scale yourself up, and you're going to be soaking so much damage, it's unreal. But again, you're still very slow. You're not that mobile in comparison to like these heroes at all, and your utility isn't nearly as good as these ones, and that's why he's A tier. If they were to make it so that, I don't know how they would, but if he had a bit more utility, or at least quicker utility, like let's say his ult was on a shorter cooldown, then sure, maybe Terizla would be a bit better. But again, we've all seen the clips of even people dodging his skill too. Like, this guy's just too slow. And that's like the whole point with Phoveus as well, is that he's also just too slow, right? Everyone knows the meta is speed on XP right now, or sustain. And if you have speed and sustain, you're winning completely. So, I don't want to talk about Fredrin. This guy just gets fucked. I don't think I've seen a single Fredrin work well in XP. Masha, I'm going to put at the top of C tier. She's better than Argus in my opinion, because she can literally two-shot people after like 8 minutes. But overall, not that great of a pick still either. And Bachi, I'm going to put also here too.
For Fredrin, like, his third skill doesn't reset his first or doesn't lower the cooldown of his second skill and first skill on minions, right? It doesn't, or does it?
Nope.
No, so that's kind of so bad, bro. Like if you can reset, like lower the cooldown of minions, that's kind of tough.
They don't want to make him into a hero that can
Yeah.
lane. The second that you can
Yeah.
do that, he also has the ability to split push as a jungler. So they don't want to be doing any of that kind of stuff, right?
I think
They don't wanna
Baxia is
touch
a
that.
bit higher though, because he does counter like healer
I would
or
put him
sustain heroes.
I would put him ahead of Fred. But the only thing about like Baxia is
Bro,
that
I think he's
really, in
better
my
than
opinion,
Maincy, bro. I think he's better than Maincy and Lucas on XP.
that's valid. I can see that. Actually, I would even at that point say that he's better than Dyroth. But I will say one thing, right? Both of them should be played on different roles. Like Fredrin should be played on jungle, and Baxia can be played on roam or jungle. Like, don't put either of them on XP. But if you're going to, at least understand that like Fredrin is really not viable, but like Baxia is somewhat playable. Like he's somewhat
Yeah.
playable. Just remember, his skill 2 does not help you clear minions either. And with that in mind, your clear is like really fucking slow. It's really slow. And your whole utility is team fights. And in general, if you can't spam your skill 2 on minions, like why would you be playing him on a lane as opposed to playing him in jungle where you can constantly spam your skill 2 and have a actually good clear speed right now, right?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Bane
Is a C tier.
yeah, he's
He was
bad,
good
bro.
on gold lane a while ago with the magic damage, but like now, no magic damage, and he is just complete food. If you ever see a Bane on XP, consider him food and just go crazy. Like you're gonna make him go 1 in 10 most games. Like Bane on XP is complete troll right now. It's not as troll on gold lane, but it is complete troll on XP because like I don't really need to explain it. You can look at the top of this list and then compare them to Bane, and then you can send all of your prayers to that Bane player, right?
He just walks, bro.
He
Yeah.
does nothing else
drinks
besides
and walks.
drinking his beer.
Drinks
Yeah.
beer.
Rum,
That's it,
guys,
bro.
it's rum. Pirates drink rum.
All right. So Akai I won't really talk about. He's also D tier. Kaja I will put
Yeah.
him actually probably like up here above Bane just because he at least has some sustain. But like I'll be honest, I'd rather have these heroes on my team. Like, why are you picking Kaja on XP, bro? It's very niche, very situational, and for the most part does not really work. I just don't know why you'd be going Kaja on XP right now. It is a sleeper pick in some situations though. I will give that credit, but at the same time, is it like the best pick? No. So that's why he's C tier. So you should be playing him on jungle right now, period. This guy, I never want to see anyone touch. I would much rather have an
Yeah.
Argus. All right, much rather. And Sun, I will put him above, probably like just right behind Baxia. The only reason why I'm saying that Argus is more viable than him is because like Sun got so many nerfs to his physical attack growth. Like, he got 2 back-to-back nerfs. He used to have 10. They nerfed it down to 9, and then they nerfed it down to like 8.5 or something. So they really tanked his damage, like really bad. So with that in mind, because of how much less damage he has, whereas they didn't really nerf Argus's damage ever, they just left him kind of in the state he is. That's why there's a bit of like slight displacement, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, bro. D
oh
tier.
yeah. Oh my god, look at these heroes.
Oh, yo, put Aldok all the way in the back, bro. All the way in the back.
Oh,
my
yo,
God.
let's just get
Oh my
all
God,
us out of the way
let's just
too.
get that one in
Let's just
there
get
as well
all
at
us out
that
of the
point.
way too, bro. All us.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let's just get them all out of
Let's
the way.
get
at
it
that
out
point,
of the
bro.
way.
Like,
Holy
Jesus.
shit, bro.
Holy.
They were all next to each other too, bro. They're like
so
family.
just for the reference.
Nah,
chat,
bro,
yeah,
I'll
like-
do us all the way in the back. I'll do
Okay,
us
you're right,
all the
you're
way
right,
in the
you're
back.
right, you're right.
Make sure that it's clear that he's dog shit, bro.
Yeah, of course, of course. The bottom of the bottom, bro. He's the worst of the worst. Like, you actually lose to all this on lane, which is diabolical,
Yeah.
bro. The thing about Sylvana is she can work, but she's just so bad. Like I can have a bit more mercy because I play her myself, and I can say that with like certainty that she can beat like up to here on the list. And but that's like, to be honest, bro, it's so difficult to make work. She can beat all of these heroes below her, but like you have to really lock in comparison to playing these heroes and using 0 skill. So with exceptions like Benedetta, of course. But for the rest of them, bro, do I really need to explain Zilong, Balmond, Yin, Aulis, and all dog, bro? Do I need to explain any of these
No,
heroes? Like,
I don't think that
absolutely.
requires explanation. And
So
if
to be fair,
you're a
Freya's
main
getting
for
some
those
buffs.
heroes, you can cry.
I've seen Freya do decent damage now, to be honest.
Freya's getting some buffs now. When these buffs come in, she's going to be probably top of B tier. But for now, she's in C tier because like it's actually insane. If you're not playing her with Inspire and waiting for your ulti to do everything, then you're not
Hmm.
doing anything. Freya needs her ulti and she needs to avoid getting stun locked to do anything. And that is two different scenarios that make it very difficult to make her work. The difference between her being able to work and Alu is that Alu gets so much hybrid defense that he's actually able to tank the CC. Freya does not get that, making it very hard to
Yeah.
tank the CC. So there's a difference in like, you know, even though they have similar play styles, Freya's just really struggling right now. And for Hylos, like man, like I just don't even want to put him in C tier. Like I don't want to even put him up here. Like why are you playing him on XP, bro? Just don't play him in Rome right now. It's not that he's impossible to make work, but he's just so slow and just like does nothing. He actually just walks around. Like that's it, bro. You'll be fine versus some of these heroes up here, sure. I'm not saying that they're going to kill you on lane, but they're just going to clear faster than you and rotate. And they don't care if you try and poke them because they all sustain you, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, unless if it's Phoveus, then pick Hylos and be such a lane bully, bro. Because Phoveus actually can't do anything against you. It's so bad. It's such a funny matchup to play as the Hylos when he's trying to kill you. He
Bruh.
can't. It's so bad. Oh, God. All right, Kalea. Kalea used to be good when they were trying to figure her out, and then they realized she's a roamer. So
Yeah.
actually, she does deserve more respect than
I
like
think
all
it's
of
kind
them.
of like same as Kaja, no?
Yeah, the only difference with Kaja is that he removes your damage and also sustains at the same time, whereas Kalea's just, you know, attacking you and healing, but at the same time, she's just way better on roam than even Kaja is right now, right? So with the fact that
Hmm.
she's so much better on another role, but she's also not that viable on XP, whereas Kaja at the minimum has very good clear with his basic attack, with his passive and like
That's true.
skill
It's
one.
hard to clear lane on her.
Yeah, Kalea is annoying to clear with. Like the big minion takes forever to die, right? So that's what keeps her there. Like, do I really need to even talk about Belleric, bro? Like, please.
It's
Like,
walks, bro.
I
Put
would
them
put him
next to
above Yin,
Hylos.
though. I
They're like
swear to
He
God,
the.
just
I'd put him
walked.
above
Yo,
Yin.
put them together.
Put
Put
them next to
Hyros and
Hylos,
Belleric
bro. They're
together.
brothers. Like everybody plays those two.
The
Everybody
forest
plays
brothers,
those two,
bro.
bro. Something
The
with nature,
forest
bro.
brothers.
Something with nature.
And then for that sake as well, we will also put Barrett's in here. Barrett's is horrible on XP. I don't need
Yeah.
to explain that. Alpha, just for being nice and to be
Don't be
fair,
nice. Don't be nice. Don't
Don't
be
be
nice.
nice. No need to be nice.
he actually, yeah, I think that he would go like probably like
Better
here.
than Sun, probably. I think. Or
I'd put him
yeah,
here
yeah,
because
that's
I
right.
like
That's good. That's
You
Lucas.
rather have an
Lucas
alpha than a
actually doesn't.
Lucas, bro?
Lucas does not beat Alpha anymore, like at all, because of how much they
But what
nerfed
would
his
you rather
damage.
have on your team, bro? Every time I see an alpha, it's just oh shit.
I wouldn't rather have an Alpha. It doesn't mean that he's not better than Lucas. I would rather have a Lucas, but it doesn't mean that he's not better than Alpha, or that he's better than Alpha, like at all. I would just rather have a Lucas because of CC and stuff, but like to be honest, Alpha can do more, and Alpha is at least stronger and wins this matchup, and that's my whole kind of like thought process. But yes, if I'm in solo queue, I would rather see a Lucas on my XP than an Alpha, 100%, because most likely this is some
I mean, I
dark
think that
system.
alpha users are just bad, bro. They're just brain dead. They
They're
don't know
just
how to
brain
play.
dead, bro.
bro, it's
They
so
always
bad.
they always have a few things in common, but let's not get into that today.
Okay, Julian. I would put him like here, right behind Masha.
Yeah,
The
that's
only problem
fine.
with Julian, the only problem with Julian is that like he's just like he does have good damage in laning phase and stuff and 1v1 ability, but like bro, if he uses his skills, he's dead. Like one gank where he doesn't have his skill 2 up, he's gone. Like there's nothing Julian can do, and he's not oppressive at all at the turtle. Whereas even Masha can just suicide into the enemy jungler and like kill them. So with that in mind, like Julian's definitely lower, right? And the same concept goes to
Mhm.
Alu, but I will put Alu above Julian. And it's not because I'm biased as an Alu main, it's because Alu gets so much hybrid defense right now that it's actually stupid. So with the change to fighter emblem, it's mandatory to play Alu on fighter now. Because after you go War Axe and you get Rose Gold, you get 50 hybrid defense, full rose gold at level 12 immediately. So as the game's progressing, as you're leveling up, whenever you hit level 8 or level 12, you get 10 extra hybrid defense. And man, he is so tanky. It's like he doesn't have as much damage with fighter, of course, but it makes up for it through the fact that you just actually can't die. So you stick to them like glue and chase them everywhere. And now, if you're playing him on XP, you can add a vengeance to that as well. And Jesus Christ, Olu is such a menace to kill. I'm gonna be posting a video soon on Olu. I played with a Matilda. She pretty much just used Flask and Revitalize on top of my healing, and like I actually couldn't die. I could jump in 1v5 again, which is crazy because once they nerfed all lose damage, you couldn't go 1v5 anymore into like stun.
To be fair, I met a few Alus like before he got nerfed and stuff, but still like they would go like vengeance and like wings and some crazy stuff, and they would actually do decent even though they're XP. Like it would be so hard to kill them, but they'll just like do so much damage to you.
It's insane, bro. He's actually so difficult to kill now with this new fighter emblem. The only problem is like it's so difficult to pick it because 90% of XP zone you or completely obliterate you during laning phase. And usually when you're playing Olu on XP, you want to pick him into a matchup where you're winning so that you can get a snowball because he's a snowball hero. And that is something that's difficult to do, which is why both Olu and Thamuz are better in jungle. And so is Julian, right? Because they're snowball heroes. They want to snowball so that they hurt like crazy and can't die, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we got Uranus. Considering this is solo to trio, I would put him at the bottom of B tier, just because you do become a sandbag, which is very difficult to kill. But all in all, like being honest, you don't have damage, you don't have push, you barely have wave clear, and for the most part, you can actually just become a walking minion. If the enemy team kills you enough in early game, or if they get a gap, you're just a walking minion. You actually do nothing. Like you do nothing. So I think it's a fair assessment because if you do well, you are very, very difficult to kill. If you don't do well, you are just a minion, right? So there's not much more to be said. And Edith, my God, I actually swear, like, where is even fair? Like here? Like, she is so bad right now.
She's bad, but she's so slow. Second skill cannot go through walls. It's bad.
Like, Edith is horrible right now.
I think that's fine, bro. Where you put her is fine.
Compared to her prime, like, Edith sucks now.
Yeah.
And it's just like every one of these heroes just destroys Edith completely. Like, you name any of these heroes up here, they actually just dog on Edith, including Xborg, including Ruby even. Badang destroys Edith in lane. Khalid out rotates like crazy. Like, I don't know. Edith sucks right now. And Leomord, he's about to get a change, but I think that the change is going to make him very strong in jungle. Did you guys see that his passive can heal him for 10% of his max HP now?
Really?
So you can build tank items on him.
It's going to be pretty much, what I think, it's either going to be tank Leo with War Axe, or it's going to be fighter emblem Leo with like sustain, going like the Alucard build on Leomord. And then you're just actually like unkillable. For now, though, on XP, as he stands currently with the current meta, he's just not that good. I will give him some respect by putting him above, let's say, Kaja and Bane. But for the most part, though, like I would rather have a Mincetar. I would rather have a Lucas. I would even rather have an Edith, bro. Like, I'd rather have an Alpha. It's bad. But soon, when that change comes out on Leo, I'm probably going to start spamming him because I think he's going to be very broken in jungle. Very broken. Like, his retry confirm is going to be good. As long as you're constantly attacking the enemy, you're going to be such a bitch to kill. 10% of your max HP healing with every single time you land your passive, and your passive can be every 2 basic attacks.
Yeah. It's
like,
crazy.
They want Leo meta, and they want it bad. I don't know why, unless if they're releasing some new event skin for Leo, like Commander Irwin out of nowhere or something, which obviously that wasn't leaked. But, like, you know, they're giving him some crazy buffs. And I'm like, Leo's going to be a very strong jungler, mark my words. Anyways, you guys made it to the end of the list, or if you skipped to the end, whatever, bro, do your thing. But if any of y'all actually watched through the video, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys taking your time to learn, and I hope you guys did learn and at least get an idea of what the meta is really looking like and what you should be playing until the start of the next season. There's still about, 15 days left of the season, so you have 2 weeks to keep this tier list in mind, lock in, push to that next rank that you're looking to push for. If you guys are trying to play any other roles and those roles include jungle or roam, I'm going to link Hajun and Desz's videos in the description down below. So make sure to go check them out, as both of those videos are going to give you equally as much info, if not more, on their respective roles. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.